Guys, listen to this pitch. Let's take something from the real world, bring it over to the digital world, change it, and bring it back over to the real world. How can you say no to that? So I got a chance to try out the new HP Sprout with its crazy 3D features and even demo it to an awesome crowd over at Maker Faire in New York. If you aren't familiar with Maker Faire, it's where tons of techies come together to show off some really cool things that they've made using all kinds of technology. And honestly, I can't think of a better place to show off what this thing can do. The Sprout truck shop was loaded with Sprout machines and people who are interested in learning more about it and even trying it out for themselves. I got to show off a cool project I've been working on, which was all about taking my puppy's chew toy, personalizing it with her name, and then shrinking it down into a dog tag. The trucks were equipped with Dremel 3D printers, so I was able to go there and have it made on the spot. And I got to check out some of the cool stuff made with Sprouts before I got there, and the stuff is mind-blowing. It was a seriously cool experience, and I even got to meet up with some of you guys, which was awesome. Shout out to me looking like Tony Stark when I used this thing. So right now you're probably wondering, what's this Sprout thing all about? Well, you're looking at an all-in-one desktop with built-in 3D cameras and sensors that allow you to scan an object and manipulate it through various applications within the Sprout workspace. But before we get into that, a little info on this hulk of a machine. This guy's packing a Core i7 processor with 8 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, so you can hold all the projects you'll be using this for, and NVIDIA GeForce graphics. It'll come with Windows 8.1, but you'll be able to upgrade that to Windows 10 with no problem. The standard mouse and keyboard combo, which are actually very comfortable to use, and another very interesting input, a 20-point touch-enabled mat that also doubles as a second screen with the built-in projector. This mat is where all the magic will happen, and you'll also get an awesome stylus that you can use both on the mat and the touchscreen of the Sprout itself. There's also this 3D capture stage that, while not necessary to get projects started, it helps tremendously in making the process simple and efficient. And now that you know what we're working with, let's make something. As I mentioned, for my project, I wanted something practical, and a nice little dog tag was perfect for Cookie. The Sprout guides you through the whole process, making it very simple for anyone to use it. You can scan your object manually on the mat, or use the 3D capture stage to do all the work for you on a flat or tilted surface. I like to start with a flat surface, then move on to a tilted one for more angles on the scan. The first flat scan will be a good base for the model, and the second tilted scan will fit right in it. The more scanning cycles you use, the better the outcome of your model, since the Sprout will have more to work with. And if you're worried about your object not sitting still during a tilted scan, don't be. They've got you covered with this adhesive putty to keep things in place. After about 2 scans, I had a pretty good model, but there were some gaps since I only went with 2 scans. The cool thing about the Sprout is that I can get a solid idea of the patterns and shape of your model and fill in the gaps itself. I used the feature and I was pretty happy with the results. You can use the quick editor after your scan to do things like change the color or even the texture of your model. Now for what I needed to do, I needed a few more tools, which came in the shape of an app called Mesh Mixer. With this app, I was able to really get my hands on the model and start making the changes I needed to make for this thing to become an actual dog tag. First thing I wanted to do was get her name on it, and with the mini sculpting tools available, that took no time. Next, I needed to make a hole in it so I could loop it into my dog's collar, and surprisingly enough, there was a tool for that as well. All that was left to do was shrink it during the printing process, and I was able to do that when I visited the Sprout truck at Maker Faire. It's insane to think that I took something that already existed, manipulated it virtually with the Sprout, and then created something new entirely. This might have gone over her head, but I'm sure she appreciates it. But I gotta say guys, this thing is freaking cool. And if you have even the smallest creative bone in your body, I can imagine some awesome stuff being made with this guy. But that about wraps it up for this video guys. The Sprout is awesome, and if you want to learn more about it, feel free to check the links in the description. Till the next video, it's your average consumer. Peace.